Well, I thought I'd show you what I got at the glass store. I've shut my overhead light off to cut back on the glare on this iridescent. Look at that. Look at that. Pretty. Pretty. Let me flip it over. Sturdy. But it looks like, you know, just black green. But then... Whoa. That's exciting. Too. Got this watery piece of deliciousness. That's got a little bit of a sparkle to it. This one's also iridescent. I used all my glass like this at Christmas making some icicles for tree ornaments. So pretty. This one. Got some, not sure what I'm going to do with that. The other ones I kind of have an idea, which I will share with you. And this one. Look at that. Mermaid. This one's also iridescent. Look at those two together. Woo, looks like the ocean and the sun. These two were just pieces. Oh, sorry. I've got a film thing and it's not as tall as I am, and I said, don't bump it with your head, Brenda, but yet there I go. I was too excited. This is actually iridescent. It was just in the scrap box. And then this was in the scrap box. Look how pretty that is. And then this next one, and it's the last piece. It was an end cut, and I somehow broke it. So I was trying to hastily get into the car with my purchases, and it was in traffic, and a kind police officer was letting me get in, but I was taking kind of a while, so I was hurried, and I heard a noise. So that's, yeah, wait, go like that? Yeah, look at that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, so the brake doesn't really matter, but I saw it when I first went in, and I don't get it. You might find something you like better, but I did not. Well, I saw some things I wanted to get too, but this is the thing I like the most. So anyway, there's that. I also got some hinge material, and I'll show you why. And let's see, one other thing, hold on. I got this bundle of pre-cut clear pattern glasses, and I took them to class that night, and we did etching, so I did etch and drill, Brenda, and drill holes for a wind chime. Some of that one you can see well where I etched it. And some of them I did not etch because the pattern was agreeable by itself. Whoops. Get with the program. Okay. I think I just left that one. Did I? Yeah. I just left this one by itself because I like that. And this one I tried to put some gold, let's see if I can get it, some gold paint. I'm going to use a different gold paint and see if it shows up better. I have used gold paint in the past, and it didn't act like this, so I think it was a different kind. So I'm going to dig through and see if I have something. This I just left because that's cool. And that's another one I etched and put gold. I don't think I'm going to do one wind chime. I think I'll do a couple with these. That's a feather. So that, I mean, that's a good deal for $1. This little bundle for $1. Okay. Yeah. So I'll move this glass and then I have some show and tell. Okay, this was the little experiment that was in the kiln that I mentioned in the last video. And these are glass. They look like kind of, I don't know what they look like, cement I guess now because of the color, but it was just, I took the sludge out of my grinder that I never clean. And so now it's cleanish because I scraped the sludge out and just put it in ice cube mold. Ice cube, yeah. And did a freeze infuse, which is basically powdered glass that you mix with water, get all the excess water off, freeze, and then pop out onto your kiln shelf and fire, which I wasn't sure of my technical expertise with this, whereas I have never done it, and it was not technically compatible COEs because it's grinder sludge. But I thought, well, I'll try it. What's the worst that can happen? Looks like it worked out okay though. So I have those. Kind of cool. And then to fill up the shelf, this is an experiment with mica that I got out of the ground. Black and regular clear mica in between some museum glass. It's kind of cool, but it didn't fuse all the way that I wanted, and just more or less an experiment. And then I had some broken pieces of pretty thick blue glass that I put in just to take up the space on the shelf and not waste the energy of the firing, and got some cool things. I think that would make a nice pendant or incorporate it into a window or something. Any of those. And so also when I was etching at class, I had this glob that I etched and then put the gold on as potential. Kind of like it. It's a shell. I need to get some of those stencils. They're reusable stencils. I can do some more of that. I've been making some things that are kind of cool. I wanted to make my daughter a little box for her birthday, so I did a prototype box. And this is how it came out. This looks old worldy. That's why I needed the hinge material so I can make some more. This was just a piece of minky fabric over some cardstock. I didn't have any velvet. I really wanted velvet in there, but that's the inside. And I will insert a picture of the actual box I made for my daughter. It was a gift, so she has it. But it will not materialize here. So after I made that, I made this. Whoops, God, I bumped it again. Sorry. Made this. It's a little, get the wax cleaned off. Anyway, this I had fused a long time ago, and it was just kicking around. I'm like, how can I use that? So I designed this, and This is a razor clam I picked up on the beach, and a periwinkle. And I made some texture down here to look like sandish. This was kind of beachy. And and I got this wired rope stuff at the Dollar Tree, and then I just wire wrapped it on there, and it's cool. That's the back. And that's the front. And I patinaed with copper patina because I had this copper wire that I made the outside with, and I thought it looked kind of better copper than black. And I didn't want to tin this whole thing and lose the texture. I might lose the texture if I tinned that whole thing, so to make it a silver color. So that one. And what's going on with you? This, I don't know what's going on. It's wax or something there. I gotta clean off, but this is a 3D little thing I got out of an old magazine. So that was fun to make. And I had to hammer the base. It's copper, and I texturized it with just a kitchen sponge to make it look like earth. And then I found a little bee charm and soldered that on there. And I colored this with some Gilder's Paste, some eyeshadow, some perfect pearls. So, anyway. So that's why I got those pretty glass colors, was to make some more boxes. And you'll see when you will have seen the ocean theme of the box that I made for my child. So what else is happening? I guess that's all. Oh wait, no, I got one more thing when I got this shelf paper to try. I usually use Bullseye or just some shelf wash, but you can reuse this a couple of times, so I'm looking forward to that. Try that. So if you're interested in glass things, stay tuned. I'll probably have more. I do a variety of things, random. I don't know what's going to be next. I kind of want to make another bracelet, but different than the one I made, but still using jelly prints. So I'm kind of been thinking about that, how I want to construct it, and what would be the easiest way to tell somebody. What else has happened? I guess that's all for now. I did buy a bunch of stuff from Fire Mountain Beads, but that's not that interesting because it's just kind of components that I need. I'm doing a show in August. I'm going to finish some things. So anyway, if you've made it this far, please pat yourself on the back, I guess. And thank you. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.